Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and this time we're looking at the Yauji Damascus Shidogami or white paper number 2 Deba knife, 180 millimeter. The core steel is Shidogami or white paper number 2 reactive carbon steel. The heat treat's about 61 to 62 Rockwell on that core steel, and the construction is a soft iron cladding over the top of that. So this is a single bevel style knife, and this iron cladding does have some Damascus layering to it. The weight on the knife is typical for a 180 Deba, which is pretty heavy, and so it's 328 grams or 11.6 ounces. Blade length is about 186 on the edge, so that'll vary from knife to knife. This one's a bit oversized, and the length is almost 13 inches on this particular knife. The spine thickness above the back of the blade at the heel is generally quite thick on most of these knives, and so this is about 8 millimeters, and then it tapers down from that until you hit the chisel type grind on the single bevel style. The blade height is typically generous, as is this style, 54.6 millimeter on this particular knife at the heel. So this knife definitely has quite a bit of heft to it. The handle is just a basic, well-done, octagonal, ambidextrous hoe wood handle with buffalo horn ferrule. Little bit of a step here on some of the facets, but good fit and finish. Nice install on it, and the handle's quite light, so the balance point on this is about right there. The handle circumference is about 86 millimeter or 3.4 inches right here where the ferrule meets the main part of the knife, and so it's got some meat to it, which again is typical for this style of blade. This is a right hand only or biased single bevel style blade, so the right hand side of the blade as you're holding the knife, which is this side or the main side, has that large main primary bevel on it, and then the back side is basically flat with a concave called a ua on the back. You sharpen these knives by holding the back side of the blade flat on the sharpening stone, and as you grind it wears away the perimeter that's higher than the main part of the blade. So the ura or the concave shape is there to assist in sharpening, so you're only hitting the outside steel, and then also to help from a suction of food not sticking so bad to the back of the knife. The blade is very, very pretty in person. It's got some nice hand chisel kanji that's actually really cool. I don't know how they've got a real skinny chisel, because this has like hair thin lines on it. It's really cool. It's not super heavy like some of the knives. It's very dainty, which is kind of opposite of what such a heavy blade would, think, but it's kind of an interesting contrast. But you can see the kind of frost type finish to the blade. It's got a bit of a curve and not a hard break where the grind comes in. And then this does have a bit of a secondary bevel. You can see that on the edge, so it's definitely not a zero grind. Out of the box edge, it's a little hard for me to tell until you use this, but it's pretty sharp. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's actually pretty decent on the edge, but you've got that secondary bevel there to work with. The knife craftsmanship seems very, very good. I'm not a single bevel expert, but sighting down the blade road, looking at it on reflection, it seems pretty well ground. You've got real good fit and finish on the spine, and then a real nice fit and finish on the choil into the neck or imoto. Real nice contours. This is a well-finished blade. You'll probably use this really more in hand and on fish, obviously, but just for the heck of it, let's put it on the cutting board just so you can see what the profile looks like. And it's going to be quite curvy, as is this style. Not going to spend long on this, but you can see it does have a good profile. It's smooth on the profile. There's no dips or catches or valleys or anything on it, no bumps in it. So it seems to be a high quality blade. And again, I'm not a single bevel expert, and I'm also a lefty, so this is not my style of knife. So there you have a very attractive, well-made offering. The Yauji Damascus Shidogami or white paper number 2 Deba 180 millimeter knife.